to another episode of Seize the Day. My name is Sadie and I'm a part of the New York Marine Rescue Center. This video series is created to bring marine science and education right into your home or classroom. 'Tis the season for at-home learning, so let's jump right in. Welcome to the New York Marine Rescue Center. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization located on the east end of Long Island. This month, we are going to talk about environmental enrichment devices, or EEDs. If you've never heard of this term before, think about this. Have you ever given your dog a new toy or a bone to chew? Or have you ever seen your pet lizard eat a live cricket or a hamster run on its wheel, or even a fish swim into a hiding spot? Then you in fact have heard of environmental enrichment devices. An environmental enrichment device, also known as an EED, is an object, scent, taste, food source, encounter, or a physical and cognitive challenge that is implemented into an animal's environment. In the wild, animals are naturally surrounded by these elements all the time, and they learn how to investigate and problem solve as a survival mechanism. In human care, especially in a rehabilitation facility like the New York Marine Rescue Center, providing enrichment to the habitat of each patient can be just as important as nutrition and veterinarian care. Because we work to eventually release these animals back into the wild, our goal is to enhance the quality of life for that animal while they are in our care. We want them to keep these problem-solving skills up to par and provide some entertainment along the way. Environmental enrichment comes in all different forms, from cat scratching posts to puzzle feeders to a bucket of ice and even hiding a tasty treat around the house for your dog to find. They all have different yet important roles in keeping your animal engaged and encouraging them to use their biological set of skills. It provides them with a choice of whether they want to interact with the enrichment, and it also creates change within their habitat. An effective EED will also encourage the animal to exhibit species-typical behaviors, like hunting and foraging. Sneaky, good boy. Now, there is a bit of a language barrier when it comes to asking the animal if they're content and have everything they need in order to make a successful comeback. It's important to understand their behavior and consider their natural and individual history. Here are some important tips to consider when it comes to purchasing or creating your environmental enrichment device. First and foremost, safety. What material is safe for this animal to interact with? Will this item break down into smaller pieces that the animal could accidentally ingest? Is it edible? Next, identifying your goals. What behaviors do you hope to see this animal display upon receiving this EED, like foraging, body conditioning, mental stimulation, etc.? How will this challenge them? How will this benefit them? And last, considering their natural and individual history. What part of the animal's natural environment do you wish to recreate? A smell, a food item, an encounter? Is this item typically found in their natural environment? Has this animal shown interest in a particular food source? Do they exhibit a certain behavior that you wish to enhance, like feeding on something at the bottom of their environment, or maybe figuring out a way to make swimming in their habitat more exciting? Asking these questions can help you create an awesome at-home enrichment device for your own pet. It may be a process of trial and error at first, but once you figure out exactly what will stimulate your animal's mind and give them a bit of a challenge, you can continue to make as many environmental enrichment devices as you want and watch your pet use their natural instincts to navigate a cool new activity. There are many different at-home items that you can use to create your very own EED. I took a walk around the house and pulled together some miscellaneous items. I'm going to put them all together in one device, and I'm going to give it to my helper here, my good boy Bowie, and I'm going to see if he finds it enriching, exciting, interesting, something to investigate, and hopefully keeps him busy for a few minutes. Let's take a look. Some of the items that I used to make this EED were found right around my house, just like I mentioned before. So what I'm going to use first is this flower pot. I got it from replanting something just a few days ago, and I kept it, I cleaned it out, and I made sure that there were no sharp edges or anything that could possibly hurt Bowie. I have a single sock. It lost its mate in a washer-dryer incident, so it's all on its own, kind of useful to me at this point, so we can go ahead and donate it to Bowie's enrichment device now. I have the ever-desired peanut butter, something that will definitely motivate Bowie to try and get inside of as quickly as he can. And then I have some of his everyday servings of kibble. Now what I'm going to do first, I'm going to coat the inside of this flower pot with a nice helping of peanut butter. If you want to come take a look. So smear it on in there. Make sure it's something that he can smell. You can use anything that's edible that your pet enjoys and that it's safe for them. Next I'm going to take his kibble. I'm going to pour some of that in there. Now, this should ignite his sense of hearing. So far we have sense of smell, we have sense of hearing. He'll be able to hear it rattling around in there, hopefully causing more of that motivation. And last but not least, I'm going to take my single sock, and I'm going to put it over this flower pot. Now, I think Bowie's ready for this enrichment. Now, the sock over this will cause the challenge. He has to figure out a way to get the sock off. Maybe he'll use his teeth, maybe he'll use his paws, but whatever it is, he's going to use his natural capabilities and his problem-solving skills to get the delicious treat inside. So, Bowie, I'll have you come over here. Come on over here. Come. Good job. Are you ready? Sit. Thank you for being patient. Here you go. Here you go. Have fun. Awesome. Now, he's going to go work on that for a few minutes. Maybe it'll keep him busy. I'm excited to see the end result, but I think it's going to be a nice, tasty treat. Just remember not to use anything that you really care about getting destroyed or not. You never know what they're going to do to it. This is really good for days that it's kind of nasty outside. They're looking for something to do. Maybe you couldn't get them on as many walks today, but it's going to give him some entertainment for a little while. It's a new activity for him to explore and use those natural instincts to navigate. So just a way that you can make the inside of your house a little more exciting for your pet each and every day. So we look forward to seeing some of your DIY projects and creating your own EEDs right at home. Thanks for watching. Back to the video. I had the opportunity of meeting up with Janine, a marine mammal trainer from the Long Island Aquarium, and a longtime friend and partner of ours here at the New York Marine Rescue Center. She is taking us behind the scenes at the Long Island Aquarium to give us a closer look at some of the enrichment items that the animals in their care receive and why they are such a positive addition to their habitat. Take it away, Janine.
Hi, my name is Janine and I am an animal trainer here at the Long Island Aquarium. And today we're going to be talking about enrichment, more specifically with our pinnipeds or our seals that we have here. So our seal collection here at the aquarium contains 4 Atlantic harbor seals and 1 gray seal. And we give them a variety of enrichment devices throughout the day. So we have a lot of different toys that we will switch in and out of their habitats throughout the day. They always get something new. And then we also do additive enrichment with them, which can be different scents, tactiles, visual enrichment, audible cues, anything different just to spice up their day. We like to give these guys a lot of different enrichment because they are very smart and they're very interactive. So when they're not in a training session setting or working with their trainers, it gives them something new. It keeps their brain nice and active and also thinking. It allows them to explore their curiosity. We show them some new different items that they don't usually get to see or interact with, and it just makes their day different every single day. So we're behind the scenes of our seal habitat at the moment where we do keep all of our enrichment devices. So in this chest we do have a variety of different toys and enrichment devices that we can give our seals throughout the day. Some of these toys include jolly balls, hoses, car wash strips, even silly toys that you might see at home like this T-ball stand, a rake, anything different for these animals to interact with. So when we're making or buying new enrichment devices, we want to make sure that they have a purpose for our animals. So whether they get to see something new and makes a weird sound, it can act as a foraging device where we can hide different food in there. So we always want to have a purpose to stimulate our animals. So here are some homemade enrichment devices that we have. So we've taken some boat bumpers, a few car wash strips, and been able to put some toys onto them. These act as different colors, different sights for them to see. Our animals love to play with these car wash strips. They'll tug on them and pull them around. They can even play tug of war with each other if they want. Different balls like this we can hide fish or jello in, and they can come out. The animals can try to forage with them a little bit. So every enrichment device is supposed to have a purpose. We also want to make sure that it's safe for our animals. So when creating enrichment devices, we make sure that there's nothing the animals can get tangled in or wrapped up in, or anything that could fall off that the animal could easily digest. So like I mentioned before, in our habitat we have 4 harbor seals and a gray seal. Over here is the gray seal that we have. Her name is Gray Beauty. Gray Beauty is actually permanently blind. She was rescued by the Riverhead Foundation, which is now the New York Marine Rescue Center, back in 1997, and it's been here ever since. Our 4 harbor seals we have swimming around, we have 1 male here named Max, and then we also have 3 females. And what's fun about our females is it's actually 3 different generations. So we have our grandma harbor seal over there, that is Bowie swimming around. She is joined by her daughter Calypso, and then she is joined by her daughter Daisy. So we do have 3 different harbor seals, females in here that also are joined by Max and Gray. So like I said before, we give our animals those enrichment devices or those toys throughout their day so they have something to interact with when they're not in a training session setting. But training for these animals is actually also very enriching and does help with their mental stimulation as well as their physical health. So these seals get a training session twice a day with our trainers where they're fed their main diet and they're worked on a lot of different behaviors with their trainers. So the most important behaviors that we train them are their medical or husbandry behaviors, and then we will teach them some more high energy or mentally stimulating behaviors to also keep them both mentally and physically healthy. So in that form of training session is also very enriching for our animals because it is different every single day. They're always seeing different trainers and working on different behaviors with them. So at the Marine Rescue Center, those animals that are in the rehab process also get enrichment devices, and it is extremely important for them to get enrichment devices since they aren't interacting with humans as much as the animals here at the aquarium are. So over in the rehab center, those animals are only seeing people usually when they get their diet or when they're getting medical procedures done, and it's very important for those staff members to make sure the animals don't become reliant on people or have a positive experience with those people unless they are going to go back into zoo or aquarium facility if they are unable to get released back into nature. So those enrichment devices allow the rehab animals to release their natural behavior. It allows them to see something different, interact with things that are differently without connecting those fun or different behaviors to people. So it's very important for rehab animals to be able to express those behaviors since they usually are in a smaller area, so that way they allow their healing process to take place. Some animals are going to have injuries where they can't move as freely or move around in large areas. So those enrichment devices allow them to still have their mental ability to be able to show off some curiosity, to see something new, interact with something different, and keep them mentally healthy and sane while they're in that rehab facility. Hey guys, what do we got?
So to wrap this all up, we hope that you have a better understanding of just how much thought goes into the creation of each animal's environmental enrichment device, and just how beneficial it can be for the overall welfare of that animal. And on the plus side, it's pretty cute to watch. What? Oh my goodness. Good job. If this video has inspired you to make an EED right at home for your own pet, don't forget to share a photo and tag us on Facebook and Instagram. EEDs do make great holiday gifts for your pet. And if you want to take it one step further, we are always accepting donations of materials or devices to give to our patients here at the New York Marine Rescue Center. If you are local, you can drop it off at the address below or mail it directly to us. I know a few patients and their caretakers that would be totally grateful for your kind gesture. On behalf of everyone at the New York Marine Rescue Center, we wish you a very happy and safe holiday season. See you next month.